A still motion picture, you're my cinematograph. I almost missed you by a mile from an inch and a half. I see us half full when I empty the glass. I balance composing steps like we choreograph. What we had was so infectious like an allergy.
What it is, what it do, what's poppin', it's your boy Marquise Wyman.
What's going on? It's your boy Sharon, aka Trigger Trey Knight.
Hey, what's good with you? It's Ready Rashawn.
People of God, it's Juwan McLean.
It's your boy Easy E.
And we are back with another rendition, another episode, another go-round of the Way They podcast, coming to you from a different location that will be undisclosed.
Can't tell you.
Won't
tell you.
We'll never.
Don't tell you.
But we have a special guest joining us on this episode. We have, what y'all know him as, Millz Davis in the building.
Yes, sir.
Talk to him, Millz.
What's good, what's good, what's good?
How you living, bro?
I'm chilling.
Or how you holding it down? How this quarantine been treating you?
Oh, good. I kind of needed it, though, because I'm always on the go, and I do a lot of things, so it kind of just gave me, like, some time to really just sit down and really start my album, because I was wanting to start my album at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've been shooting so many visuals and stuff, so but now that done slowed down a little bit, I really done been just in here just working on my album.
Yeah, you can definitely tell where we're at. Like, you really have been putting some work in. It looks a whole lot different when we came here last year for your listening party.
Do look different.
I promise you.
It's dope, though.
Creativity been flowing, I'm telling you.
Appreciate it.
So tell the people, you're not going to like do like a base introduction, like tell me about yourself. What do you want the people to know about Millz Davis?
Millz Davis. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a music artist. Yeah, I do it all. I got a vision, a real big vision to do a lot of things. That's all I'm really say.
That's what's up.
That's
Bro.
all.
That's all you need.
Ain't no free lunches out here.
I'm telling you.
That's what's up, bro. So basically, just walk us through like your like musical journey. How'd you get into music? Like what are your musical influences and stuff like that? Start there. Like what's your musical journey been
Do you
like?
want me to? All right, okay. So I started music 2009, 2010. So I've been doing music for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
I really just started doing it just because like I had just got introduced to YouTube at the time. I think it was like real new or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just on YouTube just listening to music, and then next thing you know, I started writing rhymes in like a notebook.
Yeah.
And then at the time, I think it was like an iPhone 1 or 2 or whatever, and it had the voice memo on it. So I would just record to the beat playing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I would rap to it on the voice memo.
That's what OGs did back in the day.
Yeah, and I would do a lot of freestyles and stuff, and then I had a lot of friends at the time that was wanting to do music too, so we started a group. Well, I started a group.
Yeah.
And then, so we was all kind of rapping, so I really didn't start by myself, but, well, I kind of did, but like a lot of my friends wanted to do it too, because they saw me doing it. So.
Right.
And then, yeah, we was just putting music up on, like, at the time it was Facebook and YouTube, and then it gradually went to like Dat Piff, and then SoundCloud, and then, you know, the rest is history. So yeah, as far as my musical influences, Kanye West most definitely is number one.
Yeah. I think towards that last year when we talked to you.
Yeah, Nas, Rakim, Jay-Z, and
That's a
That's
lineup, bro.
Those are some lyricists at
That's
that.
some heavy hitters right
yeah,
there.
nah, most definitely. Lyricists is like, that's like what attracted me to it. That's why I rap the way I do, because of the people I look up to.
Right.
So yeah.
And so I'm like new as far as listening to you. Like them boys put me onto your music and stuff like that. So just listening, like I can tell. Like I was talking earlier, it's like that common to like cadence and flow. Like it's a story. Like I'm listening to everything you say. And it's just like a point A to point B, and throughout that journey, like it's some like serious stuff going on there within the lyrics, like the wordplay and all that stuff. Right?
Storytelling, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
It's
that.
like a lost art, because I feel like, and it's not dissing any other South Carolina artists, but like I feel like they're more, like I guess like
Going with the wave.
like it's like that trap, like rap
Yeah,
style stuff.
the
Like, it's like
Atlanta
good for a
sound. It's the
party,
Atlanta sound.
and like your music, like it's like an everyday vibe. I can pop it in the car, or I can just like put on the story real quick. Like that's
Real.
that's
I
skill.
appreciate that. Yeah, not a lot of people tell me that. A lot of my family's from New York, so
Okay.
yeah. So that on top of just yeah, like people I listen to and just the music that attracted me, but also R&B too. Like I listen to more R&B than I do rap.
Right.
And so that kind of inspired me, just far as like my sound and stuff. And my sound that you hear now, I really didn't develop until about 2016, so about 4 years ago.
So we're here now, then coming to 2016.
Yeah. So before that, I was really just rapping. Like it was just rapping.
Yeah.
Whatever, just a bunch of bars. I wasn't really rapping about anything. And then I made one song that I was sitting on. I didn't even want to drop it. Like I was sitting on it. I had it, and then I let one of my homeboys hear it, and then he was like, "Nah, you need to drop this." So I was like, "Alright, bet." So we ended up dropping it. It got a good reception. People really liked it.
Yeah.
So I ended up making the whole album called Unanswered Prayers, and then the rest is history after that.
Sheesh.
I know that's a prayers, man. That thing hit.
Come
hit
on
a
now.
little different.
You like four of them. Four
Yeah,
bars.
yeah,
That's tough.
Yeah, I think the first one I heard was, I think it was the second one maybe. But like the first one, like I really like started like bumping consistently is the third one.
Yeah.
That's per 3.
Yeah.
Which one your favorite one?
Out of that series,
Yeah.
probably 3. And
Yeah.
then
4.
I think
Four is my
four-
favorite.
four after that.
I got 4 and 3. So
I think it's 3 for me because I feel like with 3 you like did a whole transition where like you really got into that new sound that you were trying to do. But 4, I feel like 4 is your best one. But personally, my favorite is 3.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, my favorite is 3, but the most complete one I feel is 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that conversation all the time. Between that album and my last album, No Light Vibrato,
Yeah.
I always had a conversation with people like, because before I dropped Low Light Vibrato, people was like, I don't think you're going to be able to top Unanswered Prayers 4. And I was like, alright. That's kind of the
I hear
situation
you.
I'm in
I'm
now.
gonna be real. I think Lowlight's the best. To be
Yeah,
honest.
see, exactly.
I think
That's
Lowlight's
what I'm
the best.
saying.
Like,
I feel the same way.
Low Light, I feel like it's like I feel like it has that project feel. It feels
Yeah.
like an album.
Yeah,
like the other ones
yeah.
kind of feel like they feel like albums too, but like
Yeah.
I feel like Low Light, you really can
The
kind of
product-
tell like you actually like sat down and thought about the whole thing.
Right.
that's it. Yeah.
and it feels distinct. Like I feel like Unanswered Prayers, like that whole like volume, whatever. I feel like it's a different like substance or kind of feeling within it, with a Low Light Vibrato. Like, were you going for something different with that?
Unanswered Prayers 4 was really, like, that whole album was really sparked off like a relationship I was with at the time. And then
That's where good music comes from.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you.
that's
Okay.
real. And then but by the time I got to Unanswered Prayers 4, after that, because I was in a group, I started a group called Department 803.
Yeah.
So 2016 was when I dropped UP1, and then that summer I dropped UP2, and then after that was when I kind of had the group together at that time. It was like maybe 6 or 7 of us, and we worked on an album. We did an album called Warm Nights in the Winter. That's only on SoundCloud, but we did a song on there. And I had my most popular song at the time was I had a song called Nights Like This, and it was like I think that's how people who do know me, who don't like actually know me, that's how they found out about me because of that song.
Really.
So yeah, so we ended up dropping that. We dropped that album or whatever. Then the following year, 2017, we did a tour, and then that's kind of like when like the whole group kind of broke up. It was a whole situation. So at that point, I wasn't really planning on working on another solo album. I wanted to do another group album.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna do this or whatever. So I made a song called "Thankful for You This New Year," and I dropped it on SoundCloud.
That was
Slide.
tough. That was my.
Needed it.
First of all, if y'all don't know what Nights Like This is either, you need to listen to it.
I didn't listen to it.
You need to listen to it, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, that's people consider that. Well, at the time, they considered that like one of my best songs. And so yeah, I did a song called "Thankful for You This New Year." I dropped that on New Year's Eve, 2017,
Sheesh.
and then
Perfect time.
that kind of just went up. More people discovered me. More people found out about me, and then I was like, all right, bet. But I didn't at the time. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go into. The girl that I made the first 3 albums about, I wasn't with her no more. So, so yeah. So UP4 was about somebody totally different. But at that point, I was like, I don't know. It was just something. I was just like, I know I can make like a good cohesive album. I was like, I know I can do it. I just gotta really sit down and do it. So it took me about a year and a half to really put that album together.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, when I had the listening party for that album, some of those songs was very new. Cause I did like 7 versions of that album.
Really.
And yeah,
That's
versions?
work ethic.
So what version did we come to last year? 'Cause we came when
7.
you first dropped it.
Oh no, that's Low Light Vibrato.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm talking about-
UP4.
Yeah, UP4. So I did like 7 versions of that album, and then by the time the listening party came, that was like when I finished it. Like, I think I had the listening party like that afternoon. I finished some of those songs like that morning.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, I did all new songs like that. Like the first song, Purest Intentions, and
Pierce Intentions was crazy.
Slide.
yeah,
That was crazy.
Champion
yeah,
You,
it's
all those
another
songs.
song.
Champion You.
Yeah, that's another song. That's my song right there. I like that song.
Personally, my favorite song is Division Between Us that we still want like favorite songs on the album.
I don't know. My favorite song
I got
on there
like
is probably Without You or All for Making Things Right.
Really.
Yeah, all for making things right was that was a move, bro.
But yeah, so I ended up doing that album, and then so ended up going through some stuff or whatever. So I ended up talking to somebody else. So at this point, I'm like, all right. People telling me like, I don't think you're gonna be able to make a better album than this, and I don't let a lot of things people say get in my head.
Right.
I don't really let nothing get in my head really, but I was like, all right. So at this point, I'm like, I kind of feel like I got something to prove, cause I feel like y'all trying me. Like I trying to say I can make a better project. So I was like, all right, bet. So I went in there, and that album I made about. It was about the same thing, maybe 7 versions. So when y'all came to the listening party, which was like around this time last year,
Yeah, it was.
that was like the 5th version. Cause I only played maybe.
5th version.
I only played maybe like
It was like
6
seven.
songs.
It was like six or seven
six
songs.
songs,
You was like,
yeah.
that's it. We was like, that's it.
You said that was you said that's all you're getting right now.
Yeah,
That's all you get.
so yeah, I only played like 6 or 7 songs, and I think maybe 2 of those songs didn't even end up going on the final project. So,
Sheesh.
so yeah.
Man, I release tracks
So
already.
we got-
I'm not like
Oh,
every
really?
album I make at least, cause I start off with the production. That's how I start my albums off. I start off, I go searching for samples. Like I'll just go listen for songs, and I'll go listen for samples. Maybe like the first 3 months. So I won't even record nothing. I won't write anything. It'll just be samples. And then once I feel like I got it good enough where I can start something, I'll start coming up with ideas, and then that's how I go. So yeah, it was like for that album I made maybe like 70 plus songs. Only dropped 13.
70,
That's crazy, bro.
70
But
songs.
you talk. Your production is crazy. Like on every project. Who's your influences? Like
Kanye West. Kanye West, most definitely. He's like #1 as far as production, but it's a lot of people, but mainly it's him. Because once I started studying music, and I'm talking about, I was reading books, I was watching any documentaries I could find on YouTube, anything I could find. I was watching just on hip hop, period. But once and I knew who he was already, but once I really started like understanding what sampling was and all of this stuff, and then I was just like, and just realizing what he does, I was just like, nah, it's crazy. And honestly, to tell you, I didn't think I would end up doing it. It's just something that just ended up happening.
I
You
think
know what I'm saying?
I think when you honestly like start venturing out and like trying to learn things for yourself, and like I said, you have those musical influences. Like I said, you always start to create like a better standard for yourself because you want and you're willing to learn something new.
Right.
And I think that's where artists, I think they truly find themselves is when they start, venturing out and they start learning more about different ways to better their music. And like I said, with Kanye West, Kanye West is a very strictly person. He's particular about his sound. He likes his production at the tip top best.
Right.
Timbaland, Pharrell, all those guys. Like, production is a very main key. And to hear you say, 3 months, you doing reconnaissance. That's a lot of discipline. Not to want to get in there and record when you hear a certain sample that's like, dang, that ride. And it's like, the discipline to keep that straightforward and reconning and make sure that you got your samples aligned. That's good work ethic, man.
Appreciate it.
Like I said, I love seeing that.
Yeah.
So the Kanye influence, like when people say like you sound like Kanye, you kind of embrace that. You kind of like
Nah,
say
I
I'm doing my
appreciate
own
it,
thing.
but I think at this time, especially with the 2 songs I just dropped, a lot of people have been telling me like, I could tell that you really starting to like. When I hear your music, this is Millz Davis. Like this.
Yeah,
is
it ain't Kanye. You don't sound like Kanye.
Yeah. So, but no, I appreciate it when people compare me to whoever. Like, I appreciate it. Like, it's all good because especially if it's somebody that I admire or somebody that like inspired me to make music. Of course, I have no problem with that.
All right, that's what's up, bro. So as far as like, you just don't do music. Like you say, you're a producer. You always like have your Miles network going as well.
Mile Network. Yeah.
Mile network, yeah. So talk about like that. Like what's like you just don't do music. Like you're almost like
Oh
you say
yeah.
entrepreneur.
So, as far as since you brought it up, so I decided a couple years ago that I wanted to really just do something as far as like trying to help independent artists because the way that I started, I don't want nobody to start the way I started because especially and like you said, my sound is so different from what everybody else is doing. So it was like people would hear my music or just hear me rap and be like, "You taking this too serious? Like, what are you doing?"
That's what they would say.
Yeah, people would tell me that for real.
That's
My
crazy.
brother would tell me that. I mean, he probably gonna hear this. It's all love. But he would tell me that. Like everybody would tell me like, "You all that lyrical stuff you doing. Like, what are you doing? Like, you taking this too serious." So people would people would definitely sleep on me, but it's all good though. It's all love. Like I said, I don't let nothing get to me. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I did. So
Obviously, yeah.
it's all love though. But yeah, so it's like, damn, what were we talking about?
Your different
network,
adventures,
yeah.
yeah. Like your different stuff you dabble in other than
So-
music.
So, my entertainment. So yeah, so I wanted to start something that would kind of help independent artists and just upcoming artists and help them have a better way to at least promote their music, market their music. So that's why I started Mild Media. So that's one subsidiary of Mile Entertainment, because that's the name of the conglomerate I started.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mile Network is a streaming service.
You use the words just now, bro. I don't know if they caught that.
That's like a T.I.
No cap.
I was ready for that. I ain't gonna lie.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't able to have it.
I was like, okay.
So, and then Mile Network is a streaming service that I'm starting. No different than like Netflix, but the only difference is it'll be for like independent filmmakers and independent creators to get your stuff to be shown. You know what I'm saying? Just to have your stuff shown and have a platform for your stuff to be shown. So that's basically why I started the whole Mile Entertainment, just to have a platform for creators, period, not just artists, but creators, period, just to have their stuff shown and on like in a good light, not just some, you know what I'm saying, like. I don't really know how to explain. I don't want to diss nobody and nothing like that, but just to have a good platform for people to have their stuff seen.
Right.
That's definitely
That's respect. Like I said, because when you first started introducing it, I saw you put it on Instagram and and Facebook and whatnot. I was like, man, that's gonna be monumental. Like that's crazy.
No one else is doing this.
And I'm telling you, like a lot of people, they just stick with they'll stick to music, but like you giving back to everybody else, that's like that's phenomenal. Like a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, it's real. I feel like it's what's needed. We don't have it, so I feel like it's only right that you know what I'm saying. And I know I have the vision for it, so it's only right that I do it. I'm not gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a selfish person, so.
I feel like as an artist, like I feel like in a sense, like you're making good music, for, like you want people to hear and stuff like that. And I feel like just the vibe I'm getting right now, like you're not the type of person where like if you just make it like that satisfied at the end of the day, like you want to bring others with you. I feel like that's kind of why you started the whole, as you said, conglomerate. So like that's just doing due diligence. So like I fuck with that. Sure.
Appreciate that, and I also have a production company called the Millz Davis Film. So yeah.
And they got his hand in every pot, ain't it?
I'm telling you, cooking something of it. And
I try to make sure I do it all. I do photography. I do all of my graphics. I do everything. Cover art, all of that. I do it all myself.
So how what would you say?
I was about to ask him. I was like, I know we talked about this last year. Your film from your last album. How what's been the production for that? How's everything been coming with that?
Yeah. So pretty much, I'm gonna be real with you. I was gonna start dropping films for Unanswered 4 and Lil Light Vibrato before this whole quarantine thing started happening. I just had a couple more things I need to finish filming, but because of what's going on, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of on hold right now. But as soon as I can, that's what I wanted to do. Before I started wanting to drop some songs before this new album, I wanted to drop those visuals and get those out the way. And because I've been working on visuals for like 2 years, so yeah. When I work on something, like I really put my time into it, so because I wanted to be right, because I know how it is. Like I think more like 5 years from now, like will I want people to still listen to my music or listen to this what I'm dropping now 5 years later? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or want to watch this video and still can tell like, dang, like that was real innovative and creative what he did 5 years later. So that's the type of time I'm on.
It seems to be a common theme that you always like, no matter what you do, you're always gonna put your like 100% into it. Like your work ethic seems pretty unmatched at this point.
Absolutely.
I was gonna ask, where do you think that comes from, like your work ethic?
To be real with you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Like, I don't know, because I really started all this like when I was like 12, 13, just been going. People telling me, like I said earlier, people was telling me this and that, and I don't know. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I never had a job before, so yeah, this is all I've been doing. I've been doing my own thing since I've been 13. You know what I'm saying? Never asked nobody for nothing. Anything that was ever given to me was because either they believed in me. Really, that's it. That's because they believed in me and they just wanted to help out.
That's all you need.
But anything you see me do or anything you see that I have, for the most part, is all me. I did it all myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say like I don't need anybody or nothing like that. It's just like I'm not dependent on anybody.
Yeah.
I never was. So it was like, but as far as like where it came from, I have no clue.
It's a blessing though.
Honestly, it's always a blessing. Like I said, that mentality, you got to, like I said, not asking for nothing, and you just constantly, staying on top of yourself. Like that's the best feeling when you get it all for yourself, and it's like, dang, I really got here. And a lot of people, they either believed in me or either they didn't.
Right.
But the greatest feeling is like I accomplished what I set forth, like the goals that I put out, like a year, 5 months, 5 years. It don't matter what time frame you had your goals in. you actually had the mindset to go forth and, you know, make sure that they're underway and that they're being completed. So, I mean, that's much respect to that, brother.
Appreciate that.
And I was gonna say, like, all the people we know, like, we know plenty of people from our high school, like, hometown that say they want to start, like, making music and stuff. But 7 versions, 70 songs, like,
3 months of research.
Everybody ain't got no work ethic like that.
As far as me, like, just from the time that I started to now, people that I work with, and also one thing I forgot is I run my studio. Like, people record here too, so I open my studio up for other people to come record.
They're not doing all that.
But that being said, people say they want to make music, and it's the thing that frustrates me the most.
Tell them, talk to them.
It's like you want to make music, or they just period. You say you want to do something, and it's like, me personally, I feel like if you want to do it, you're gonna do it regardless of what nobody says or anything. You're gonna do it. You're gonna make anything possible. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna make something shake.
Right, exactly. And then you don't do it. It's like you fall through because maybe you dropped your song and people didn't listen to it. Come on, bro.
Can't quit.
You know what I'm saying? You can't quit because it didn't work out the first time, or it just didn't work out the one time that you dropped your song and people didn't pay no attention to it. I promise you, none of that matters. I preach that to people all the time. None of that matters. Do not let none of that social media stuff. It's all a facade. Don't let none of that, you know what I'm saying, make you believe like, oh, I gotta be popular on social media. I gotta be famous on social media. Because at the end of the day, that's all fake. None of it's real. You know,
you can pay for followers. You can pay for likes on social media.
Like,
so like,
retweets doesn't equate people going to go listen to your music.
It don't.
I'd rather people go click the link and go listen to it rather you just retweet. I mean, that's cool because the people that follow you are going to see it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care. I'd rather you click the link, listen to it, share it via like text message or whatever, and then let me know how you feel about it. And then you share it that way. Then you retweet my tweet. I don't care about none of that. Like, none of that matters at the end of the day because I know if you really care and you really want to listen to the music, you're going to go listen to the music. I don't, you know what I'm saying? All of that just, don't get caught up in none of that stuff.
I think one of the biggest thing with artists, like I said, they try to find that like one hit that's gonna like bring them over the top. Like, you know, a lot of people that, you know, spit substance, like I said, they spit lyrically and they understand like what music truly like, you know, is. Not trying to diss nobody who's for that, like, you know, I'm trying to have like a quick, you know, money scheme off this one record, one hit wonder stuff. Like, you gotta have longevity in the game, and I think, you know, that's what music is kind of, you know, at a standstill right now. Longevity in the game is not. Is not.
Baby ain't had Suge until he was in the game for like 6 or 7 years.
Exactly.
honestly,
Like, it take time.
he was a whole different name before he was the baby.
I'm telling you, he was Baby Jesus.
Investing in yourself, that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to sacrifice a lot to get where you go.
What I would say, what obstacles you think most South Carolina artists face?
That's a good question. I think maybe because the sound, everybody sounds the same. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Everybody sounds the same. I think everybody wants the same thing out of it. And to be real with you, they don't know what they want out of it. So that's another
That's
problem.
when you get famous.
Yeah, and then I don't know. To be real with you, I don't know because I can't really relate to, and I not to be like conceited or nothing, but I can't really relate to nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
In South
Especially
Carolina?
from here, yeah. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
but as far as like, if they have any obstacles, it's because they all sound the same. And it's just being real.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know one of the visions that we have is like really let people know like all the talent is in South Carolina. It seems like you have a similar mission with your Millz Network or Millz Media.
Millz Network, yeah.
Millz Network, yeah. So kind of like describing that, like I know Rashawn just asked like what's some obstacles in South Carolina, but like how do you feel South Carolina is for like music wise? You know, you have a lot of talent, PG Raw,
Right.
kind of with Decay, like different South Carolina artists. Yeah. So what you
She's
say?
from Columbia.
Rennie Rucci?
Yeah, Rennie Rucci. Yeah, she's nominated for the freshman class, I believe. So, like, what do you see South Carolina stands for as music? Or, like, what do you see the potential going?
I feel like South Carolina. I personally believe it'll be a few artists from here that'll really. I don't really like the term "make it" because I don't really know what that means. But I feel like it'll be a few artists from here that'll really take it somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely feel that way.
Or do you see yourself in that number?
Most definitely. I'm number one.
Shoot!
You got to.
You say it, then you gotta do it.
Come on now.
Say you gotta believe.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
that's a fact. My music speaks for itself.
Man, that's real, that's facts, man. I'm telling you.
So you doing anything different to like make your music go out there, or like you still doing the same thing and just waiting for it?
Oh no. I feel like me personally, and I haven't really said this really. So like, I feel like, cause I'm an album artist.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's why I am the way that I am as far as making music. But I'm an album artist, so like, at a certain point, I didn't really believe in like dropping singles and doing all of that. Just when the album was ready, just drop the album. You know what I'm saying? But and also that, and then me just doing all more things, other than just doing music, it kind of hindered me from doing more things to help me promote my music.
Right.
So I feel like this time around, that's why I'm dropping a few songs before I drop this album, so I can just, you know what I'm saying, have a little buzz out there before my album comes out. And visuals, because I've been real slack on visuals, and that's crazy because I have my own production company. You know what I'm saying? But so most definitely, it's a lot of things. I feel like just as an artist, period, you have to do to really, if you want to get your reach out there. And then it's just more past like social media, but I think social media is the main key because you can reach more people that way, and it's much easier. So it's gonna be a lot of things. I like to, you know what I'm saying, show more than I can tell. So I'm gonna show you. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Man, that's what you need.
You gotta have that mindset. And I know like one of the biggest things like with your samples and whatnot, like I know that you have samples from like the 90s and early 2000s until now. So like which area kind of influenced that, or what made you have your start with going towards those samples?
Really, when I really started getting into samples, it was really like 90s stuff. So it was really just like 90s. It was a 90s group, female or male, mainly just just the R&B samples and stuff like that. Cause like I said, that was like kind of what attracted me most. And then that's what kind of got me into like voices, and then learning voices, and then learning how to do certain things with voices. So before I even started working with like singers, I was using kind of samples to kind of help me. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
Yeah, right. So mostly 90s. Now though, it's everything. I'm with everything. Like anything I hear, I can make anything work for the most part.
Like that circa 90s house party.
Yeah.
Crazy.
First of all, it's like 3 different samples on
Crazy.
That. Yeah, but using your bad, like, can you like walk us through like how did that whole process like come out with just making that song right there?
All right, well that beat,
hard.
The beat when I because I found the beat, like it started off as something, because I didn't start the beat all the way, so I found the beat and I was like, all right, bet it's hard. So then I was like, all right, so I was sitting on it for a little minute. Honestly, tell you the truth, that song was not even gonna go on that album.
What?
Really?
I had a whole other song that was kind of the same format. I had sampled like 2 songs in one.
Yeah.
But I could never like the final product. I didn't really like the final product, so I left it alone. And then the Circuit 90s House Party, like I said, I had the original, what it was, and then I was like, all right. So one day I was just going through my little beat pack, and then it came up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can do something with it. So I was just messing around, and then I found some samples that I was like, all right, let me see if I can incorporate this. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it just happened. Like, and then I was like, all right, bet. And I was like, I don't know. 'Cause I'm gonna be real with you. Like certain songs, like when I'm not being all the way lyrical, I feel like it's too corny for me.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like it's not me all the way. Well, it's me, but I feel like if I'm not giving you 100% bars, it's kind of corny to me. But I got out of that now. But like at the time, I was like, I don't know. So I had the beat or whatever, and then I was like, all right. So then when I heard it, something told me like, but at the time, that whole album, Unanswered Prayers 4, was inspired by like all black cinema movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the time, I was like, all right, what can I incorporate? And then something just told me like the House Party movie. So I was like, all right, bet. So I went, found a clip. I put the clip in the beginning of the song, and I was like, all right. At the time, I didn't even know what I was gonna name the song. So I had the song, didn't even have lyrics to it, and then like that was one of the songs. That was like the 6th version of that album. So I made that song or whatever, wrote some lyrics to it, and I was like, I don't know. Then I recorded it, and then I was like, yo,
You fell in love with it.
yeah, I was like, this might be the one. So I was like, all right, bet. And then it's a part on there. It's not the verse part, but it's like the I want to call it like the bridge or the chorus part where I'm rapping. Like you hear my voice, like it's like embedded in with the sample, and I did that just to like try something out. I thought it was corny, but once I listened to it back, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just keep it, see what it is.
Yeah.
And then like that song, that's really how that came about. That wasn't even gonna go on the album. it was a little too corny for me. But the same way I felt about that song is the same way I felt about To Know What Love Is on Low Life Vibrato.
Man, To Know What Love.
Right. That's crazy. So, like, I know you said that if you don't give 100% of your full bars on the song, you're not really rocking with it.
Right.
So, it sounds like lyricism and wordplay is kind of like one of your biggest things you're trying to hone in on.
Most
So
definitely.
why is that? Like, why do you like hone in on lyricism and wordplay?
Because I feel like, me personally, I feel like that's important. I feel like that's what's needed. It's missing. But that's just me. Personally, that's just me. That's just what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know anything different.
It's just you. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's just
something wrong
me.
with.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you hear Millz, that's what you're going to expect.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So I meant to ask. I mean, a while ago, I think I meant to text you about this one about Sunset Drive. Like, you know, Sunset Drive was crazy for me, man.
That's my song.
Every time I get in the car, like for some reason, like when I have my old car, I have my lights on the floor. I have my lights on the floor, have purple, have my window, lights on the floor, lean back, you know, and got the windows down and just.
I had that good old 110-degree.
I'm telling you, you just ride back and it just slide. Like, so what was like the inspiration to that? Like, what made you decide to do
Sunset
Sunset?
Drive. All right. See, it's crazy. So I like talking. I'm glad y'all asking these questions because I like talking about this stuff. But so that song, I had that beat. Cause I didn't play that song during the listening party.
You did? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So I had the beat, and I made like 3 songs that night. I remember I made like 3 songs that night, and I had the beat, and I was like, all right. But when I listened back to it, cause I sat on it for a little minute. But when I listened back to it, I was like, my fault. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna start the album off with this.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I said this in a previous interview that I did, but Low Life Vibrato was like going to be a soundtrack to a film I was going to do called Sunset Drive. So yeah.
So when you supposed to be an album?
Nah, it was supposed to be a soundtrack to like a movie.
What?
Yeah. So,
I hope y'all hearing this, bro.
So Sunset Drive. So when I had the song, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start the album off with this. Boom, boom, boom. So I was like, all right. So I wrote some lyrics to it, and I was like, all right, yeah, bet. So I wrote the lyrics to it, recorded the song, did it all like one day, and that's rare. Like I'll write a song, and then I'll wait. Like I'll practice the song maybe like 3 days, maybe a week before I record it.
Yeah.
Man, I wrote that song that day, recorded it that night, and was like, oh yeah, I got one. I was gonna start the album off with it, but I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? It ended up being whatever number it's at now. But
It's like in the middle. It was like in the middle of it, yeah. But that flowed very well. Like when I like first heard it, I was like, I said, hold on, let me rewind that back, make sure I like that set well, and like I said, that just how you set it up. Like I said, you said you was gonna put it in the beginning of the album,
right?
And then how it's supposed to be the soundtrack, but I mean that wasn't supposed to be initially the album. I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, like you said, you did your thing with that one, bro.
Appreciate
Like I
that.
say that's slid for me.
That's my song. That's my song.
So if we could talk about like songs, like what they mean and stuff like that, going back to Unanswered Prayers Volume 3, I listened to A Letter to Grace back over again. And it was like a long like conversation of some guy talking in the beginning, and then you actually start rapping like somewhere in the middle of the song. So what's that whole conversation about, like during the beginning of the song? Is that you? Or, like,
That was one of my best friends. He was doing I asked him to do a poem.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
It was a poem?
Yeah, it was a poem for the album, and I just threw it on there because it went with what I was talking about on that song. Like, perfectly what I was talking about.
Can you give us a recap of like what the poem said? Or like what was like the meaning
I
of the
honestly
poem?
do not remember what he said.
Gotta go back and listen.
Yeah, that was so long ago, honestly. But that song, like I said, was about somebody I was in a relationship with. Like those first 3 albums, and we was just really going through something, and we wasn't really talking. So I was like, I'm just write a song about it. You know what I'm saying? Just tell you what's up. So that's how that.
Did you send it to that person after you made it?
Nah, no. Anytime I make my music, they don't hear it. Like whoever it's about, they don't hear it until it comes out.
Really?
Yeah, I got a funny story about my last album.
I think I read about that one.
Yeah. So all right. So I was.
Tell me.
So me.
Right now.
So me and this girl was like we wasn't even talking. I'm not even gonna say we was talking or nothing like that. Like we was really just cool. Like we was really cool. And we was really just, you know what I'm saying, connecting and chopping it up. So,
just vibing.
Kicking.
Right.
Yeah. Super
So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I ended up making this whole album about her.
Sheesh.
Low Life Vibrato I'm talking about. So I ended up making this whole album about her. And the only song she heard prior to the album coming out was Second Guessing. So I played that song for her, and it's a lot of subliminals in the song.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
But only y'all would know probably.
Yeah, but she didn't even catch it until I ended up later on to the album came out, and I ended up telling her the album was about her, but she ended up catching on. But
yeah.
So all right. So we was talking with her. I'm making the album. So this whole time we kicking it like we just cooling. We you know what I'm saying? I'm making a whole album about you. She don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Now she know I'm making the album.
Yeah.
Don't know it's about her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then I ended up making a moniker. Cause I didn't want to I made a song about her. Didn't know what to call it.
That's the second.
I'm about to say, I don't know if they got it. I don't know if they
I
got
was trying to
it.
be quiet.
Hey,
I was waiting on somebody to say something.
Yeah, alert was going crazy just
So
now.
Wow.
I didn't want to name the song her name because I didn't learn from that in the past. I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I gotta figure out something. So I was talking with a friend, and like Melanice just came up, and I was like, that's hard. I was like, that's hard. And I was like, all right, bet. It's a flip on her name though.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to tell y'all her name, like you would be like, oh damn, like you know what I'm saying.
We're not police.
Tell us all. Tell us all.
I'm not saying that. No. So ended up doing all of that, and then made the album. It was crazy. Like when I tell y'all, she's so like connected with this album. I'm honestly, I don't even care. I would tell y'all on camera. I mean, on the mic. I don't care. She's on the album.
What?
Yeah.
She like sings a verse on the album?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I heard.
Yeah, she's on the album.
Make my guess.
So,
Listen now.
Got to.
so
Put 'em up.
matter of fact, I'm gonna just So she's on the album. If you catch on why I just switched the song, you'll know why I did that. But she's on the album, and and
As you were about to hear.
yeah. So and it's crazy because when we made the song that we made for the album, like she had no clue I was talking about her on the song, like none of that, and it was crazy. But so then the album ends up coming out or whatever. She finds out, she listening to it, and like as she's listening to it, she's texting me, like like she'll be texting me lyrics and be like and then after a while, once she got to the end of the album, I was like, it was obvious. So she asked me, I told her what it was. It is what it is. So yeah, I don't ever tell them that I'm making music about them or that it's about them until like it comes out.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's a whole lot of underground work being done. You don't even know about it.
Sheesh.
Is this patiently waiting?
Yeah.
This is it.
Okay, yeah. So I caught on to it. I was just like, maybe I'm tripping. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you as far as like just being a artist in South Carolina and stuff like that. Like I noticed that you have had features and stuff like that before. Like how do you go about doing that? Do you just like send it out like, hey, do you want to use me or like?
Well, as far as like, I'm gonna just talk about the Low Light Vibrato since that's recent.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only album I have features on. I think.
I think you had one on the very first
Oh
Unexpressed.
yeah, we're not gonna talk about those. So Low Light Vibrato. All right, so now her name on the album was KPLS, but she changed the name to Khalees.
Yeah.
I just gave the whole thing away, so it don't even matter. So y'all know now, yeah, Khalees, Melanice, yeah, you get
That was
it.
the moniker.
Yeah, so so like, nah, cause I don't want to.
Yeah, you
At
good.
this
You good.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna work my way around it.
Another big
So, long story short, so we have been wanting to make music together for a minute, because I've known her since 2017, because she knew about me through my music through my best friend who did YouTube.
Yeah.
So she found out about me, she hit me up or whatever, and ever since then, we would keep in contact every now and then. But once she had dropped her project that year or last year, we were constantly keeping in contact. So eventually, so she ended up coming here. I flew her here to so we could do some music.
Yeah.
And we did that song and another song that wasn't on that's not on the album, but and then the other feature, I met that girl through my cousin. And she came here and we did the song. So as far as me doing features, it's just organic. If we really connecting and I like your voice, you can sing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna try to get you on a song. But as far as I don't be reaching out to people and nothing like that, because I be in my zone. I don't really, you know what I'm saying. Once I'm in my zone working on my album, A lot of people call me selfish for that, but it's all good though. I ain't even, so I'm not really.
So what about the flip side of that? Like, have people reach out to you for a feature?
Most definitely. I've done features for other people, yeah, but I'm very particular about who I do features with because
you can't just throw anybody on there.
Yeah,
you got to make sure they vibe with you.
You getting the Millz Davis verse, I really can't just be giving those out for free.
Oh shit!
I think
know your worth.
I think it's funny that you brought that up because that's how I like found your music, like through your homeboy's YouTube. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. I was watching a video with him and he posted like I can't remember how it was, but basically one of your songs was on his YouTube channel, or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's basically how I found it. And then I was like,
shout out Leak. A lot of people find out about me through Leak.
This nigga hard for real. I was like, shit, I gotta put these boys on for real.
So like, looking at the music industry right now, like what's your take on like the music industry like as a whole? Like rappers like Gunna, Young Thug, Mumble Rap being prominent. Like what's your take on the music industry?
Y'all about to find a lot about me today.
That's what we here for.
I don't really care for none of it, to be real with you. Like,
really?
Not that I'm not gonna say it's trash or I'm not gonna say it's not good. I just personally don't care for none of that stuff. Like to me, I feel like if your music don't have any feeling to it, like if I'm not feeling nothing, and like I said, if I don't feel like I'm gonna be listening to this 5 years from now and it's weird because it's like how are you thinking about something 5 years from now? That's just how I think.
Yeah.
I don't really care for it. You know what I'm saying? Your music really has to like
substance.
Yeah,
resonate with me.
Right, exactly. So, and you don't have to be. It's a misconception out there that people feel like if it's not lyrical, then I'm not gonna like it. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? It just has to, like you said, substance. It just has to have some feeling. Like I really got to feel it, and I feel like what I got, and then as I continue to grow, and more people continue to hear me, they'll realize what I'm saying now. Like people would come back to this and be like, "Damn, he was right." Because what I'm bringing to the game or what I have, nobody's doing.
It's
you know
unmatched.
what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. So it's like, but as far as like artists, like I respect everybody. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody. But as far as like, nah, I don't really care for it.
That's real.
So I know I got a good one. Like if you could perform with one artist, like if you got a chance to perform with an artist and they say, hey, I'm trying to put Millz on my track.
Like doing a feature with someone?
Yeah, like
man.
who you think you would probably ride with?
Do I have to say just one or is it?
Name them all. Let me see what you got.
Right, let me see.
And why?
It's always.
It could definitely be a conglomerate.
Fact.
Okay.
Fact. A compilation.
Yes.
Number one always will be Kanye West.
Gotta be.
That's me. Nice gospel track right there.
Number two.
Hey, that thing is slide.
They do slide.
Definitely slide.
Number
Choir in
two.
the back.
I mean he's dead. Rest in peace. But Michael Jackson.
Yeah, really.
That's real.
That's interesting.
That's real.
I wanna get to him. He's a little older now, but I wanna get to him. He's still alive. Stevie Wonder. Nas, of course.
Of course.
Jay-Z, of course. Hopefully I can get to him before he retire. Oh man, it's a lot of people. Nah, it's a few new artists that I want to work with, like Snow Allegra.
Snow Allegra or something.
Yeah, that feature that you had where.
The song that I sampled on my album.
Yeah. Sample,
So yeah, it's a lot of. Oh man, mine's gonna blank now, but it's a lot of people that I really want to work with. But those people that I name are kind of like my top people that I want to work with.
Word. So what are you listening to now? Like what's in like your daily rotation now?
Be real with you. I'm in album mode. So I'm really just listening to music.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Album mode.
Hey, look, but when you sit there, you listen to you just like, God dog, I gotta play that back. I gotta hear that
that's
again.
real. Like when I tell y'all, I'm in here like 24/7. Unless I got like something a little small I gotta do, I'm in the studio working on this album as of right now. But like, I'm big on like listening to like new albums that come out on Friday. So like,
Gunna dropping today. You gonna listen to that?
Who?
Gunna.
Nah.
Nah.
He's like,
I've been listening to that new Division album.
Yeah.
That's slide.
That shit's
Yeah.
slide.
That's another. I want to work with them because a lot of people think it's one person, but
absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people just think it's one person, but it's two.
So Division, a lot of R&B. It's been a lot of R&B I've been listening to. I listen to a lot of unknown people too. So like a lot of people who are not really famous or whatever. So.
Put us on.
I will. I got you.
Absolutely.
I got you. I'll put you on. I can't think of nobody right now, but I got a playlist.
For Timmy, you know.
So like, what's one of like the biggest accomplishment that you want to see yourself accomplish before like it's all said and done, before you like hang up the game? Like, what do you see? What do you want to do and be like, I'm content with this?
Like in each industry that you have, or each little outlet that you have, the media and the visual and stuff.
Was asking some questions here today?
Yeah, they asking some really good questions.
That's what we're here for.
All right.
So we can start with music. What do you want to do musically that will feel
musically, what I want to do, when it's all said and done, I want them to look back and say, Millz Davis changed the sound of music from the decade of the 2020s. That's what I want. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying?
So
even more than that, I want to be one of the people who is one of the heads of like changing like just like how artists are getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how artists are treated. And just being like
horrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna just throw it out there. Like I'm gonna be like how people look at Master P and Jay-Z. We can throw Kanye in there, Diddy. That's how they gonna look at me. 10 years from now, when the decade is about to end and we going into the 2030s, they'll be looking at Millz like that. Like he's the new Jay-Z. He's the new Master P.
You see how he's saying it now. He ain't saying it.
I know it's going to happen. It's happening. I'm gonna be the biggest artist. I'm gonna be the biggest artist out there.
That's crazy, bro.
For at least give me a good 10-year run. After 10 years, it's all good. I'm gonna forever do music because that's me. That's what I love.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here doing anything else without music.
Yeah.
But these 10 years, 2020 to 2029, 2030.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
And we got him on a podcast now, so
come on now.
Yeah. The most impactful, the most influential of the 2020s.
I believe it, bro.
That's music. That's music.
That's music. We just talking about music.
My production company, Millz Davis Film, my plan, or what I will do is end up working with major studios like Netflix. Everybody. I'll be working with everybody. Yeah. Just because I'm way bigger than just music videos and what a lot of people know me for. My production company for now.
Yeah.
Way bigger than that. So, yeah, as far as my entertainment, my conglomerate.
There they go.
Conglomerates.
Recognize it.
Yeah, it'll be one of the... Because streaming is taking over. It's like... It's just what it is now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Streaming as far as like Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus. It's the new cable. So it's like how we look at... how we looked at... What we looked at in the past is how they look at my network in the future. So, yeah.
So I know Rashawn asked, if you're done, of course.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Yeah, I know Rashawn asked, like, what do you see some of the biggest struggles in, like, South Carolina artists? What do you think has personally been one of your biggest struggles that you've been dealing with, like, that you overcome so far? Like, what's one of the biggest things that you had to
just getting over... When I first started, I wanted so badly for the people that I knew to support me so bad. I wanted everybody that, like my family, and I wasn't getting it. And I'm gonna say this first time I ever said this like to anybody. So it was one time I was making music. This was before like Unanswered Prayers, so this had to be maybe like 2013, maybe 14. I know it wasn't 15, but this was a long time ago. And back when like I was still burning CDs. So
old school way,
OG. So like I had cried one day because I felt like my family wasn't supporting me. Nobody was supporting me. Like nobody was really what I felt like they should be doing.
Yeah.
So I would say that's one thing I overcome. And I know not even just music artists, but I know a lot of people deal with that because you want, especially when you're starting off with something, you want the people closest to you
to support you.
You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like I'm doing something, not even just, I wasn't even thinking like I'm doing something positive. I'm just thinking like I'm doing this music. Like I didn't know anything at the time. You know what I'm saying? But now that I know, like, you don't need nobody's validation. You don't need none of that. You want people's support, of course. But don't go seeking for that. Don't go searching for that. And that's one thing I had to learn. That's one thing that made me into the man that I am today. That day that I cried that day, and I think I was talking to my mom or something, and I told her straight up, like, nobody supporting me. Like, but one thing I will say, I never, not once wanted to quit. Never wanted to quit. Never thought like, I don't know, maybe it's not for me. Yeah, never that. So I was always determined. Always knew what would happen. I always knew I'd be in the position that I am now. I always knew I would be where I am going to be in 10 years, 15 to 20 years. So it's like just overcoming that whole like thinking you need validation from people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the main key. That for me, that was like the main key, because like I was thinking like, yo, I'm the nicest nigga out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But then even then I'll listen back to my music then like it was trash. It wasn't good. So I see why people wasn't supporting me. Yeah. But I will say that the lyrics was always there, and the drive was always there.
Just production may have been like...
Production wasn't there. Yeah. The quality wasn't there. And that's just things I had to work on. Like I said, I've been engineering myself, producing all of that stuff myself ever since I started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gradually get better. And like I said, I've been just music-wise, I've been doing this for 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? So like, y'all hearing the good part now.
Yeah.
If y'all knew me 10 years ago, y'all would probably... I know y'all have appreciation for me now. But the appreciation would be through the roof if you knew where like I started from.
Yeah, we knew your whole story.
Yeah, so like, but now it's all love though. Like I said, just overcoming that, just needing validation from people. You don't need validation from nobody. Nobody. I don't care what nobody tells you. People tell you, oh, you need to do this, or, oh, you know, I'm not. Don't hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? Now you can take advice from people,
yeah.
of course.
I want to ask you, like, how do you take advice then? Like,
okay, say for instance, like. If I was gonna play y'all some new music,
yeah,
and then you would be like, Millz, I don't know, this sound a little too familiar of the last album. Like you starting to be more too stagnant. Alright, I mean, I feel you. You right. Maybe I need to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And rethink some things. Or maybe I'm just playing you the starting process or something. So maybe you're not even hearing the final product.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at you, or I can't respond to you like, you don't know what you're talking about, or you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm not on that type of time.
Yeah.
That's positive. Now something negative, somebody be like, nah, he take this like I said, people was telling me you take this too serious, or like that lyrical stuff, like that's past. Because at the time, coming in 2010, we talking about, we had people like, I can't even think, but the sound was different then. You know what I'm saying? Like being lyrical kind of wasn't the thing. You know what I'm saying? Going into 2010.
It's still not kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's way appreciated. I feel like it's coming back more now than it was then.
Yeah.
Like,
for a
at
fact.
that time, it was nobody was trying to hear none of that.
Yeah, everybody was trying to hear a hard beat.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
club bangers.
Yeah. So I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, just hearing that, just the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. All right, say what you got to say. That's fine. I'm not gonna let it get to me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen when you hear something and then you be like, yo, hold up, yo, he actually good. Oh, this good. Like, damn, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you all along.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm not about to sit here and no, I'm not going back and forth with nobody, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real. If you don't like my music, you got bad taste in music.
Jeez. Straight like that.
We just gonna be honest.
Straight like that.
Yeah, just gonna be real. Like, you got bad taste in music. Like,
them clues bombs.
Gotta throw one of them flex bombs on there. You know what I'm saying? Because like, that's just being real though. Like, I'm bringing something totally different to the game. It's organic, it's genuine, and it's good. Like, and nobody else is really doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but yeah, I feel like as far as that, take criticism for what it is. Like, just take it. Negative, positive. Man, I done had people make fun of me on Twitter, laughing at me, all type of stuff. None of that broke me. Because at the end of the day, those same people that was making fun of me and talking bad about me, oh, they in the DMs now like, yo.
Yeah,
cold.
Yeah, I was sleeping on you.
Cold.
Yeah, my bad, Brian. You mean like
my
that.
bad,
I just straight.
Right, yeah.
I just wasn't mature enough to listen to that sound at that time, you know.
So it's all good. And like I said, you're mature, you'll grow. So like,
it's all love.
Yeah, you just have to be a mature person about it overall.
Yeah. Speaking of lyricism coming back in the game, who you think is like top 3, top 5?
That's a good question.
Lyricists like right now.
I'm gonna have to throw Hov in there still.
Respect.
That's
444 or something.
I don't know if y'all familiar with who Saha the Prince is.
Saha. Yes, sir.
So Saha, I don't know. I feel like me throwing OGs in there is just kind of not fair.
I mean, if they lyricists then.
I mean, okay. Well, I would say newer artists.
Okay, newer artists.
Who's some newer artists?
Even though Saha's not really new, I'm gonna still say Saha.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's bad out here.
Damn.
I got some people in mind. Maybe.
I probably was gonna say Cordae.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, why me and Cordae?
Okay, I like Cordae.
Like
Y'all don't feel like he sounds too much like J. Cole?
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah,
A lot of people say he sound like J. Cole.
I like him though. I like his album that he dropped last year. I like
Slide.
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah,
I just feel like as far as the new faces come out like with him, like we just had like that whole mumble rap, trap rap. Like he was the only one I feel like was really spitting lyrics.
Most definitely.
That's why I appreciated him.
I like his sound too. I most definitely. I like him. I mean,
I'm about to say I don't know what 5 either, so
I
I
said,
had to think
it's
about it.
it's bad out here.
It's kind of rough in the
bad
streets
out
right
here.
now.
I don't know.
Okay,
So I feel like I can't even name the people like Wale, maybe Sean, because they
still
They're still OGs, low key.
Yeah, they kind of they legends now.
Okay.
They got their 10 years in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody ain't messing with Sean like
Right.
that no more.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of fell off a little bit.
he had a whole shit going on with.
I mean,
Yeah, he had a lot of stuff going on. He had some mental health issues.
Yeah, his last 2 albums are trash.
Last 2. I don't know about last 2.
Art Sky Paradise is his best album. He has not made a better album than that.
Nah, you don't like Finally Famous?
No, his first album
Yeah.
was crazy.
It had a couple.
Dark
songs.
Sky Paradise is
That
his
is
best
his
album.
best, but I feel like the one before that. What was it?
The one with
I've decided.
Hall of
Let's Stand
Fame.
on the Balcony. Was that song on that?
Oh, I decided.
I decided. I decided. I think it was
Nah. we ain't-
Well,
that track here. It would have had that kind of slide.
Sheesh.
So how do you like look at the people that's like running our generation, like Nicole, J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake? Like,
Well,
what's your
see,
take on
and
them?
that's the thing I was just alluding to just a second ago. Those people came out 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't necessarily say I don't at this point I don't know who's leading. Like I feel like this year we'll find out. By the time this year ends, or at least next year, I feel like we'll know like who's going to be the leaders of what is going to be. You know what I'm saying? As far as like rap music, hip hop as of right now. I mean, I know some people will probably say like Lil Uzi or
A lot of people think Drake is.
It'll be. See, but he's different though. Like Drake is just like he different tier. Like, but he's also in that category of artists who came out 2009, 2010.
yeah.
So like, biggest art. Like I don't. There's no. Like he's just as far as like when I feel like you say who's like running the game right now, I don't necessarily consider like them to be like running the game because like they gonna
They always got a presence.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So it's like they're already up there. Like it's solidified. They're solidified.
So if you threw out Uzi just now, I can see why you would say that then. But I think honestly, the person that probably has the most influence over, I think we talked less a lot, is probably Young Thug. Like he's got a hand.
I can see a lot of people seeing Young Thug too.
They have the Thug Disciples, Lil Baby Gunna, and all
Yeah,
that. And they have disciples too.
Most
So.
definitely. Nah, that's real. That's real. But yeah, give it another year. They be throwing Millz Davis' name in there though. Number one.
Need it.
Number one.
Go ahead, gotta have it.
Gotta have it needed. So, do you have like any like last part words by running time, or like do you have any like last things that people want to know about Millz Davis and like what to expect from you in the
Anything
future?
you want to drop real quick so you can hear?
Some future music, albums.
Sheesh.
Okay. Let's see. All right, so I have a new album coming out this summer. I have not said the name yet, but I'm gonna give y'all the exclusive.
Oh, wow. Shoot! Exclusive! You heard it here first. Way to 8.
The album is called "Mrs. My Last Name." Yeah, so that's my new album that I'm working on right now.
Look at that marinade for the
It's coming out. Yeah, facts. It's coming out this summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I mean, I already tweeted about it. I haven't really said it was gonna be an album or not. I think I might have said it, but I'm dropping an album called "Mrs. My Last Name" this summer, and then I'm dropping another album right after that.
What?
Whoa, shoot.
Yeah,
Back to back.
yeah.
2-piece.
It's called. I'm gonna give y'all the exclusive. So the album is called. The second album is called "Cold Nights in the Summer."
Oh,
yeah.
Part 1, Part 2.
Oh my God.
That's enough right there.
That's enough. That's enough.
Don't tell me.
Y'all sure?
That's enough.
I mean, shoot.
We don't need a conglomerate.
That's enough.
Well, got 2 songs out now, but that's not it. I got another song. I mean, I'm not sure when this is dropping, but I got another song coming out this week.
Uh-oh.
And
Jesus, Millz Davis.
Hey, you drop it in.
We didn't spend all this, I ain't gonna
all
lie.
of these songs that I'm dropping on SoundCloud will not be on the album.
What?
Oh, these are just Lucy's.
What?
Yeah, the songs are not. That's why.
I'm in the Irmo for real.
look, I'm just gonna give you this just to have it.
Yeah, I'm giving y'all a little song. I'm gonna give them a repeat, and then we may go Jordan on them. We may give them 6, but you know.
Shit. Last dance.
This sounds real strategic. Oh my god.
Like I said, the album "This Is My Last Name," and yeah, all I'm gonna say is,
he ain't ready.
However you feel about Low Life Vibrato, times 100. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh.
And the songs that I'm dropping, like, don't get your hopes up, because that's not.
That's not even what you got
that's
coming
not how,
later.
That's not how.
Sheesh.
Nah.
Oh, bro.
They ain't ready.
Yeah, this is light compared to what you gonna get on the album.
That's light. That's light.
Or the albums.
That's crazy. But we appreciate you for having us on
problem,
the show, bro.
No problem. I appreciate y'all for real.
Always.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And we're just gonna go out on this one. This your boy Marquise Q-Sav coming at you. We appreciate all y'all for listening. Appreciate y'all for staying with us this long. And y'all be safe out there. Peace.
Man, it's your boy Sharon, aka Trick or Treat Night. Peace, love, and soul, baby.
All right, man. Y'all be good. It's ready to shine.
It's the preacher. 2 words for today: moniker and conglomerate.
Yes, sir. That's
Hold on to it.
It's your boy Easy. Y'all boys have a good one.
I knew I had to come with my best coming up on you. I thought about this twice before ever running up on you. I knew I had to come with my best coming up on you. I thought about this twice before ever running up on you. I knew I had to come with my best coming up on you. I thought about this twice before ever running up on you.
Don't let nobody say it ain't so. And baby, I promise you. So why would we let this thing go? Baby, I promise that I'll say true. Don't let nobody say it ain't so. And baby, I promise.
Me and you is what it takes to be a us. Without you, there is no we to be discussed. On everything I love, I have your back on this. I wouldn't put that one on God because that's blasphemous. I'm 3-0 just with these prayers, man, I'm undisputed. Talking to God, just let me know that He can get me through it. You see, I'm Christian, but this incense got me smelling Buddhist. But it's your loving in my interest, girl, that brought me to it.